Hello everybody and welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. I know Mr. Lewington has shared lots of materials with you this week about keeping yourself mentally well and physically well, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your worries and things that you can do hopefully to help yourself if you have any worries at home. We're living through very strange times at the moment, and I know lots of you are missing being in school and we're missing you. Also, the children in school, it's unusual for us too. We're missing our friends who might not be with us. We're working in slightly different ways, maybe with slightly different teachers. So there's lots of things that are different for us all. We need to make sure we're looking after ourselves and each other. I'm going to read you a book today called Ruby's Worry, and I hope the book might give you some ideas about how to look after yourself if you've got any worries. Ruby loved being Ruby. She loved to swing up high, and she loved to explore wild, faraway places. Sometimes she even went all the way to the bottom of the garden. Ruby was perfectly happy until one day she discovered a worry. It wasn't a very big worry. In fact, it was so small that at first Ruby hardly noticed it. And then the worry started to grow. Each day it got a little bigger. It just wouldn't leave her alone. It was there at breakfast staring at her over the cereal box, and it was still there at night when she cleaned her teeth. The funny thing was that no one else could see Ruby's worry, not even her teacher. So Ruby pretended that she couldn't see it either. She tried to carry on as if everything was normal, and it just wasn't. The worry was always there, stopping her from doing the things that she loved. Ruby wondered if the worry would ever go away. What if it didn't? What if it stayed with her forever? Ruby didn't realise, but she was doing the worst thing you can ever do with a worry. She was worrying about it. Now the worry was enormous. It could barely fit in the kitchen at tea time. It filled up half of the school bus. And it took up whole rows at the cinema. The worry became the only thing that Ruby could think about, and it seemed like she would never feel happy again. Then, one day, something unexpected happened. Ruby noticed a boy sitting alone in the park. He looked how she felt, sad. And then she noticed something else, something hovering next to him. Could it be a worry? It was. Ruby realised that she wasn't the only person with a worry after all. Other people had them too. She asked the boy what was on his mind, and as he told her, the strangest thing happened. His worry began to shrink. Then Ruby did the best thing you can ever do if you have a worry. She talked about it. As the words tumbled out, Ruby's worry began to shrink until it was barely there at all. Soon, both of their worries were gone. Ruby felt like herself again. Of course, that wasn't the last time that she ever had a worry. Everyone gets them from time to time. But now that she knew how to get rid of them, they never hung around for long. So in that book, Ruby found that talking to somebody really helped her worry. You might have heard the phrase, a problem shared is a problem halved. And that really is something that you can do to help yourself if you're worrying about it. Talk to someone you trust. It might be an adult, it might be a friend, but it really can help. And if you're looking around and you see somebody who doesn't look quite right, ask them that question, are you okay? And it might give them a chance to talk about something that they're worrying about. You might not be seeing lots of your trusted adults face to face at the moment if you're at home, but you can always contact them either on their school email, on the school email system, or through a Seesaw message. You can get in touch with us or talk to somebody at home. I'm going to talk you through a couple of ways that might help you if you've got some worries. This is a labyrinth, and labyrinths have been used for a long, long time, thousands of years in fact. And this is a walking labyrinth. So what you do is you walk to the centre of the labyrinth and try and relax yourself by taking your mind off your worries. It's been used by many different cultures and many different religions, and it helps people to feel calm and relaxed. This is called a finger labyrinth, and it's obviously a lot more portable, and you can have one of these at home if it helps you. What you do is start at the beginning of the labyrinth, and from here move your way slowly towards the middle. The difference between a labyrinth and a maze is that there are no dead ends. It's a spiral towards the middle and then a spiral back out again. So as you move through the labyrinth, take deep breaths and focus on the movement. Slowly in and slowly out, moving around the shape of the labyrinth. Or slowly moving your finger through the labyrinth. This is a good activity to take your mind off your worry. You might start to think about positive things. You might start to think about happy places or happy things you like to do. And some of those worries might start to disappear. But as you trace round, you're still slowly breathing in and out. And as you're concentrating on keeping your finger in between the lines, like I'm trying to keep my mouse in between the lines, your mind is becoming more distracted from that worry. It's really important that you do this slowly, taking those deep breaths as you go. When you get to the centre, you can just stop and pause. And then trace your steps back the other way, all the way out of the labyrinth. Now you can find these labyrinths on the internet if you just Google. I'll also put one in the comments box on the YouTube, or the information box on the YouTube page, so you can find it too. The link I'll share also tells you how you can make a labyrinth from Play-Doh, or you can make a labyrinth in your garden. All of these ways are good ways to take your mind off your worries and just focus on moving around. I'm speeding up now to get back. Beginning, and I'm going outside the lines. Nearly there. And then when you get back to the entrance, just stop and think about how you feel now. It's calmed me down a lot. The other strategy I wanted to talk to you about was finger breathing. Some of you have probably come across this strategy before, and I know some of the children in my class like to use this to help them if they're starting to feel a bit cross or a bit upset about something. And you can do this all at any time because you can just use your hand. What you do is you take 5, get your fingers ready, and then you breathe in through your nose as you go up, and breathe out through your mouth as you go down. And when you get to the end of your hand, you might feel calm already and you might feel ready to move on, or you might decide that you are actually still worrying and you'd like to try again and start at the beginning. And you can keep going. You can keep going with that until you feel calm and distracted. Hopefully, one of those strategies might help you if you're feeling worried. I hope you enjoyed our talk together today, and I will see you again another time for another Wellbeing Wednesday. Have a great week. Enjoy the sunshine.